Within just 3 weeks of working 2 jobs, I burned out. Here's how I recovered. Let's cover the basics of burnout and what exactly it is. According to psychologytoday.com, burnout is a state of emotional, mental, and often physical exhaustion brought on by prolonged stress. The way I describe burnout, it feels like a sudden depression. Lack of motivation to do the things you love doing, increased irritability and decreased patience, and increased sensitivity to overstimulation like physical touch, scrolling on your phone, and even certain sounds. In addition, feelings of apathy are common, especially for me, even for important life decisions. Burnout often occurs when the amount of work you put in to do something is not outputting the positive results that you're expecting it to. For example, putting a lot of hours into work for a promotion, but that promotion goes to someone else. Now let's take a look at how you could tell it's coming on. The first time I developed burnout, I had no clue what it was. So I was disappointed that my work ethic and capacity decreased substantially so suddenly. However, after dealing with burnout multiple times, I can predict when it's near. One odd thing I notice is that I start hating hugs, and I'm usually a physical touch type person. But not wanting to hug does not automatically mean that you're struggling with burnout. Here are some other telltale signs that I noticed that you might notice in you too. Physical exhaustion, all I want to do is sleep. Unusual onset of apathy. I start feeling numb to actions and activities that used to make me super excited. Basically, I don't care about anything anymore. If you're addicted to your phone, like me, scrolling no longer gives you a dopamine fix. Next is what I call a mental cage. When I want to do something, I can't. It's not the lack of motivation that causes it, but rather it feels like something is physically holding me back. And finally, I become snappy towards other people. If you have symptoms similar to these, it really sucks. Especially because it's hard to find rest at home while working a full and part-time job. Once we do start to feel like this though, it's imperative to prioritize rest and recovery from both jobs if possible. Otherwise, burnout can absolutely worsen. Now we're going to talk about how to recover from burnout working 2 jobs. Recovery might seem impossible at the moment, but I promise you can. Here are 5 things you can do to help you return to your old, better self. Number 1, catch it before it's bad. If you start to notice even one symptom beginning to fester, that's the time to start acting. Burnout is a way of your body telling you, hey, I need a break. If you keep pushing onward as usual without taking any countermeasures for recovery, it'll be harder to heal. Number 2, plan to take days off. When I burned out, I didn't have any PTO at my full-time job, and luckily I had just finished my 3-day shift at my part-time job. Despite not having PTO, I took off 2 days from my full-time job anyway. You'll be useless if you don't take the time to recover now. So I took a day off, but one was just not enough. The next morning, I called off again. And hey, I have no regrets. That second day, I had energy to work on hobbies and actually enjoy my day off. This is in comparison to the first day when I was still miserable and exhausted. If you don't have the luxury of having 2 straight days off both jobs, try taking time off just from the job that requires the most mental effort. For me, that job is my full-time job. Even if all you can do is show up and do a little less than the bare minimum, you are allowing yourself some time and some rest. by cutting the hardest job from your plate for a day or two. I'm Stephanie, creator of the Lady Lobster Productions blog. Subscribe for more content about surviving 2 jobs, how to boost income to reach your financial goals, and frugal living. Also, join my email list to be the first to know about new content, blog posts, and news, and to access exclusive member features. Let's continue. Number 3, put away screens and sit in silence. Sometimes I look like a monk sitting on my couch. I'm often staring forward with my TV off, and all you can see is an occasional blink as I zone into space. Sometimes it's hard to let your mind wander. However, I find it to be a very recharging activity. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Mute your ringer. Block your texts. These can wait until later. Now, if you're truly opposed to sitting in silence and doing nothing, pick up a physical book and start reading. Light a scent candle. Turn on some mood lighting. By doing this, you can read someone else's story while your story rests for a day. Number 4, the longer you wait to treat burnout, the longer it will take to heal. At one point in the past, I used to try to push through my burnout for weeks on end. Not only did my physical and mental health go down the drain, but my performance level at work decreased too. Even going just a couple weeks trying to push through the burnout can lengthen the recovery process by weeks. And if you're like me, I don't have weeks to take off work to recover. As a result, I have learned to put myself first because, well, if I'm not okay, I can't help anybody else. I have heard of burnout requiring up to years of recovery for some people. And this is why you should just take the couple days off now so that you won't have to quit your jobs later. Number 5, setting boundaries at your jobs. Make sure your employers understand when you're available to work and stick to those availabilities from the get-go. Additionally, please make it clear to your full-time employer that you are currently at your work capacity. When I began my second job on the side, I made it clear to my full-time job that I was currently at that capacity. Here is the wording I used. Hello, I want to mention that I am currently at capacity. As a result, additional projects and tasks will take me longer to complete and submit. I just want to give a heads up so that if there are future urgent projects, we can come up with a plan to make sure these get done in a timelier manner, if necessary. I sent this via Teams message. After that, I had a call with my managers and discussed some of the current projects that could be removed from my plate or delegated. I wasn't having issues with getting the work done in time, but my brain capacity has decreased since I've taken on an additional 24 hours of work on weekend nights. That's why my message words. It's honest, but it's vague. I didn't mention what kind of capacity or go into any more detail about anything outside my job or inside my brain. Know where your limits lie. Obey your body and your mind in this case. Now that you've learned how to recover from burnout, check out this video to learn how you can prevent it in the future.